Don't skip. What you are about to hear in the next few moments was not meant for everyone. It was meant for you. If you are watching this right now, if this is the video that appeared on your screen today, then something greater than chance brought you here. You did not find this. This found you. Archangel Michael has a message for you, and it is this. The person you have been visiting at that grave, they are not far from you. They are not silent. They are not gone in the way the world tries to tell you they are gone. And every single time you stand at that headstone, every time you kneel in the grass and let the tears come and try to hold yourself together, they are standing right behind you. Pay close attention, because what Archangel Michael is revealing right now is something most people are never told. The ones we love do not simply disappear. They are permitted to witness us. They are permitted to feel us. And your beloved, your late husband, your late wife, the one whose side of the bed is still cold, they have been trying to reach through the veil to tell you one thing. Stop being so sad when you come. Don't move. Stay right here. Because before this message is over, something is going to shift inside of you. Not just emotionally, something spiritual, something that has been locked and grieving and silent inside you for a very long time is about to be released. You were guided to this exact moment. Hold on. Let me speak to you honestly, my beloved child, because the grief you carry is not a simple thing, and I will not pretend that it is. There is the grief that other people can see, the tears at the grave, the quiet at the dinner table, the deep sigh when a holiday comes around again. People acknowledge that grief. They bring casseroles in the first week. They say the right things for a little while, and then life moves on for everyone else, and you are left standing in a silence that has no bottom. But there is another grief, the one that lives inside the moments no one witnesses. The grief you carry when you wake up at 2 in the morning and reach across the bed and feel the cold sheet, and the weight of that coldness hits you all over again as if it is the very first time. The grief that finds you when you accidentally buy 2 of something at the market because your hands remembered before your mind did. The grief that sits down beside you at the kitchen table when you make a cup of tea and there is nobody across from you, and the quiet in the room is so loud you have to turn the television on just to breathe. God sees that grief. He sees the private grief, the Tuesday night grief, the ordinary moment grief that nobody photographs and nobody eulogizes. He has been counting every one of those moments. Not a single tear has been shed in secret that heaven did not witness. Don't skip this, because what I need you to understand is that Archangel Michael does not bring a message like this lightly. This is not comfort for comfort's sake. What is being spoken right now is a direct transmission, a word that was held in the heavenly realm until the exact moment you are ready to receive it. And the message is about the grave. Because you go, don't you? You go regularly. Some of you go every week. Some of you have not missed a birthday or an anniversary or a Sunday morning since the burial. You bring flowers when you can. You stand there and you talk because the silence of not talking would be unbearable. You tell them about the grandchildren. You tell them about the small frustrations of the day. You apologize sometimes for reasons only you and they understand. You say you miss them. You say it over and over because saying it is the only thing that feels real. And then you drive home, and you feel empty, and you wonder if any of it reaches them at all. Type "I still talk to you" in the comments if you have stood at that grave and spoken words out loud. Let heaven know that your love has not diminished. Let it be marked in the spiritual realm right now. This message doesn't stop with you. It reaches the one who is still searching, still doubting, still crying out in the dark. If this ministry has strengthened your faith, consider strengthening someone else's. When you give through the link in the description or pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, partnering monthly, or joining our Ko-fi community, you're not funding content. You're fueling the Great Commission. Every gift becomes gospel carried further. Every act of generosity pushes light into places we may never physically stand. There are people one message away from hope, one prayer away from surrender, one encounter away from salvation. Your generosity helps us reach them. This is more than support, it's participation. You're stepping into the harvest field with us, and when heaven counts the souls reached, your obedience will be written into their story. If the Spirit is prompting you, don't ignore it. Step into the work. Let's bring the lost home. Don't skip, because what Archangel Michael wants you to know about those visits, what has never been told to you properly, is coming right now. Here is what the angel wants you to know. Your late spouse is not beneath the ground. What is beneath the ground is only the vessel, the body that housed someone so beautiful, so irreplaceable, so woven into the fabric of your daily life that their absence still feels like a physical wound in your chest. That vessel is at rest, but the person, the spirit, the essence, the one whose voice you can still hear perfectly in your memory, whose laugh you can still recall without trying, that person is not down there. They are up. They are present. They are closer to you in many moments than you realize. And when you visit that grave, they come. They come because you called them, not with words alone, with love. Love is a frequency that crosses every boundary heaven has ever established. And when you stand at that stone with that much love radiating from you, they feel it. They are drawn to it, and they stand behind you. Pay close attention now, because Archangel Michael has been specific. He has shown this. Your beloved stands behind your left shoulder when you visit, not in front of the headstone. Behind you. They are not interested in the stone. The stone is not them. They are interested in you. They look at your face. They see how the years have moved across it. They see how you have been holding yourself together, and they see the moments when you almost couldn't, and they feel everything. Don't blink, because here is what the angel says they feel most deeply when you come. They feel how much you still love them, and that love, your continued, undiminished, faithful love, is received by them as a gift every single time. You have not been shouting into an empty sky. You have been heard. Every word you have spoken at that grave has arrived. But there is something else Archangel Michael needs to tell you. Something your beloved is asking to have communicated clearly, because they have no other way to reach you. They have tried. They have tried through the dreams. Some of you have had dreams where they appeared so clearly, so vividly, that waking up felt like a second loss. They have tried through the small signs, the song on the radio at exactly the right moment, the butterfly that landed and would not leave, the feeling of warmth in a room that should have been cold. They have been sending signals through the thin places between this world and the next. And the message, the one they need you to receive, is this. Your sadness, when you come to that grave, causes them pain. Not the grief itself. Grief is love with nowhere to go, and they understand grief. They carry a version of it too, the grief of watching someone they love suffer. What they want you to stop carrying is the weight of it, the belief that you are visiting a place of abandonment, a place where something was lost and will never be recovered. They want you to understand what the grave actually is. Type, "You are not far from me" in the comments if you feel the truth of this settling into your spirit right now. Let this declaration be a bridge between your world and theirs. Don't skip, because I want you to understand what happens on their side of this. Archangel Michael has been specific, and I am going to be specific with you. When you arrive at the grave, they know before you get there. This is not a poetic flourish. Those who have passed into the light exist in a relationship with time that is fundamentally different from ours. They do not experience it as a line. They experience it more as a presence, an awareness, and the people they love most are like beacons to them. They feel you coming. They feel your emotional state. And when you are coming to them in sorrow, in the heavy, weighted sorrow that grief becomes after years of carrying it, they feel that before your feet even touch the grass. And here is what Archangel Michael describes happening in that moment. Your beloved prepares. They gather themselves in whatever way the Spirit is able to do. They come to stand near you, and they watch you approach that stone, and something in them aches, because the love they have for you has not diminished by a single degree. If anything, those who pass through death report through the visions of prophets and the testimonies of those who have touched the threshold that love grows larger on the other side, not smaller. The limitations that the body placed on love are removed. What your beloved feels for you now is more, not less. And when they watch you walk toward that grave with your shoulders bent under the weight of years of missing them, they want to hold you. They want to step forward and put their arms around you the way they used to and say, "I am here. I am right here. Why are you crying as though I have left you completely? I have never left you completely." Pay close attention, because Archangel Michael wants to describe a specific moment. Think about the last time you visited. Think about the moment you arrived and stood in front of the stone and the emotion came, as it always does. Think about how you looked at the name carved there, and how that name, those letters, carry the weight of an entire life. Your entire shared life. All of it compressed into stone. In that moment, your beloved is behind you. They are seeing what you are seeing. They are reading the same name, and they are experiencing a grief of their own, not for themselves, but for you, because they know that from where you stand, it looks like an ending, and from where they stand, they can see that it is not. Don't skip this, because what they want more than anything, what Archangel Michael is communicating as an urgent request from the one you love, is for you to know what the grave actually represents from the perspective of the light. It is not where they are. It is where the chapter closed. There is a difference. A book does not end when a chapter closes. A story does not cease simply because one part of it was completed. The grave marks the end of the physical chapter. But your beloved's story is ongoing. They are somewhere. They are present. They are alive in a way that your mind cannot fully hold right now, but your spirit already knows. And they are asking you, through Archangel Michael, through this message, through whatever divine arrangement caused you to be watching this at this exact moment, to begin visiting that grave differently, not with less love, never with less love, but with less despair. Type, "I receive this message" in the comments if this is landing somewhere deep in your chest right now, because the act of receiving it matters. The angel is watching for those who open their hands. Don't move. There is more. What comes next is what they want to say to you, directly, in their own words. Hold on. Archangel Michael has carried a message, and now I am going to give it to you as it was given to me. These are the words your beloved wants spoken over you today. Receive them. Let them land. Do not analyze them yet. Just receive. I know you come for me. I know what it costs you to get in that car and make that drive, especially on the hard days. I know you have cried in the car on the way there, and cried in the car on the way back, and smiled in between so the people walking past wouldn't see. I know it all. I have been watching. I need you to know something that I was not able to tell you before I left. Not because I didn't want to, but because we don't always say the things that matter most when we have time. We save them. We assume there will be another Tuesday, another morning, another ordinary day where we could have said it. I am saying it now. You were the best part of all of it. The decades, the seasons, the hard years and the good years and the years we don't talk about. You were the best part. Every single day. I did not tell you that enough. I am telling you now. And I need you to stop standing at that grave like you are standing at the place where I ended. I did not end there. I was released there. There is a difference so vast that if you could see it from where I stand, you would never grieve the same way again. I am not trapped in the ground. I am not cold. I am not lonely. I am not in pain. Every single thing that limited me in that body, gone. Every ache, every fear, every weight, gone. What remains is everything that was most essentially me. And what is most essentially me still loves you, will always love you. When you come to that grave, I want you to come the way you would come to meet me somewhere. Not to mourn, to visit, to tell me things, to show me the grandchildren in photographs, to laugh even. I am not offended by your laughter. Your laughter is one of the sounds I most love. Bring it with you. Bring all of yourself. Come to visit, not to mourn. I am not asking you not to miss me. I know you will miss me every day for the rest of your life. That is not something that stops. But missing me and being devastated by my absence are two different things. And I need you to move from one to the other. Not for me, I am whole. Do it for the years you still have. Do it for the life still ahead of you that I get to watch unfold from here. Do it so I can watch you live, truly live, rather than watch you grieve. I am behind you every time you come. You are not talking to stone, you are talking to me. I hear every word, and what I want to send back, what I want you to carry back to the car and into the rest of your day, is this. You are loved. You are not alone. The separation is real, but it is not permanent. And the love between us was never cancelled by death. It just changed shape. Don't skip. Take a breath. Sit with that for a moment. Because what Archangel Michael has just done is not a small thing. The veil between this world and the next is thinner than most people know, and love is the thread that passes through it most easily. Type, I received this from you in the comments if these words found the place inside you that needed to hear them. Let it be received. Let it be sealed. Revival doesn't spread by accident. It spreads because believers decide to act. If this message stirred something in you, imagine what it could do for someone who has never heard truth spoken with clarity. When you give through the link below, whether once or as an ongoing partner, you help send the gospel beyond this moment. You become part of every testimony, part of every restored heart, part of every soul that turns back to Christ. Your generosity turns sermons into lifelines and videos into divine appointments. Scripture tells us that some plant, some water, but God brings the increase. Today, you can be the one who plants. If you believe souls matter, this is your opportunity to move from agreement to action. Let's reach them while there is still time. But before we continue, God wants to sit with you in the reality of what you have carried, because the message from your beloved is only part of what heaven needs to say to you today. What comes next is for you alone. It is about you, not the one you lost. Stay with me, my beloved child. The world does not know how to hold a grief like yours. The world is good at honoring grief in the beginning. The flowers at the funeral, the cards in the mailbox, the gentle voices and the held hands. The world is good at the visible, formal grief. But the grief that comes after, the grief that stretches across years and decades, the world has no structure for. There is no ritual for the third year of an empty chair. There is no ceremony for the 7th anniversary of sleeping alone. There is no language for what it feels like to watch other couples hold hands in the park and feel simultaneously grateful they have that, and wrecked that you no longer do. So you have carried it quietly. You have carried it in the car, and in the grocery store, and in the pew at church where you sit alone now, and at the family table where there is a space that everyone can see, but nobody will acknowledge. You have carried it beautifully, actually, with more dignity than anyone realizes. But beauty and dignity do not make a weight light. They just make it bearable. God knows the cost of bearing it. He knows about the nights. He knows about the specific quality of silence that fills a house after a person who lived in it fully is no longer there. How the house itself seems to be grieving. How the rooms feel larger and emptier than their actual dimensions. He knows about the sleep that doesn't come, and the exhaustion that does, and the strange guilt that accompanies any moment of happiness, as though enjoying something constitutes a betrayal. Don't skip, because what God wants to say to that guilt is this: they do not want your happiness held hostage to their memory. Honoring them does not require suffering. Loving them does not require punishing yourself. The belief that enjoying life diminishes grief is a lie. And it is a lie that the one you love, watching from where they stand, would be the first to dismantle. If you have ever laughed at something and then felt guilty a half second later, God saw that. He saw the laugh and he saw the guilt that chased it. And he says, the laugh was right. The guilt was not. You are allowed to laugh. You are allowed to have a meal that tastes good, and a day that holds something beautiful, and a moment of genuine peace that is not laced with the ache of missing them. These things are not betrayals. They are part of being human, and being human was the assignment heaven gave you. You have not gone wrong in your grief. You have not grieved incorrectly. You have not loved too much or held on too long. There is no too long in love. There is no enough time has passed, and now the grief should be over. Grief is not a failure to move on. It is a testament to how real the love was. And real love does not apologize for itself. When you subscribe to this channel, you are not clicking a button. You are telling the divine that you are committed to receiving every message heaven sends, every word of restoration, every prophetic declaration, every reminder that you are not forgotten and your life is not over. Subscribe now. Turn the notification on. Tell destiny you are paying attention. God says this about you. You have been faithful. Faithful to the memory, faithful to the love, faithful to showing up at that grave when everything in you wanted to stay home and pull the blankets over your head. He has recorded every act of faithfulness. Not one has gone unnoticed. Not one will go unrewarded. And here is something more. The holy haunting that Archangel Michael describes, the way your beloved finds ways to reach through the membrane between the worlds, that is not random. It is not coincidence when you feel their presence so strongly in a quiet room that you almost speak out loud. It is not imagination when you dream of them and wake up feeling as though you were genuinely together. These are moments of genuine contact, permitted by the divine, designed to remind you of exactly what the angel is saying today. The love did not end. The form changed. The love remains. Type, "My love did not end with you" in the comments. Type it as a declaration. Type it as a truth you are choosing to stand on today, even if your heart has not fully caught up yet. Declarations shape reality. Speak it. Don't skip, because Archangel Michael has shown something specific about the way love persists in memory. Not just your memory, but theirs. The memories you share do not belong only to the living. They are held by both of you. And I want to speak some of them aloud right now, because speaking them is a form of honoring them. And your beloved wants to be honored today. The first memory is the ordinary morning, the particular, unremarkable Tuesday morning kind of memory. Coffee made before you were asked for it, a hand on a shoulder as they passed behind your chair, the smell of toast, the particular way they held a mug. You did not know at the time to file that moment as precious. Nobody does. Ordinary moments are only recognized as sacred in retrospect. But that morning, and 1,000 mornings like it, lives fully intact. It is not lost. It is held somewhere beyond time, whole and unchanged. The second memory is the sound, their voice saying your name, not in a moment of drama or crisis, in an ordinary moment. Just your name, said the way only they said it, with the particular weight and warmth they gave it. Nobody else in the world said your name exactly that way. You were known by them in a way that was irreplaceable. The specific frequency of that love, the specific shape it had, that was yours alone. It still is. The third memory is the hands. What their hands looked like, what it felt like when those hands held yours. The particular way they moved through the world, reaching, building, gesturing, resting. Hands carry stories, and the hands of the one you lost carry decades of your shared story. Those hands that worked and cooked and held and eventually stilled, they are not forgotten by heaven. Heaven does not forget hands that loved faithfully. The fourth memory is laughter, not the polite kind, the real kind, the helpless, unguarded kind that happened when you were alone together and something struck you both at the same moment and the room filled with it. There is a specific laughter that belongs only to two people who have known each other long enough to have a private language of humor. That laughter was a gift. It was evidence of something deep and real and good between you. Archangel Michael says it is one of the things your beloved wishes they could give back to you. Type, "I remember everything" in the comments. Every memory you carry is sacred. Type it as an act of honoring the life you shared. Don't skip, because what comes next is where the angel has been leading this entire message. The turning point, the moment where something shifts. Stay with me. Here is what Archangel Michael is declaring over the next visit you make to that grave. It will be different, not because the grave has changed, not because the grief evaporates, but because you will go knowing what you know now. You will park the car and walk across the grass, and you will feel that familiar weight begin to gather in your chest. and then something else will arrive alongside it. Something lighter, something that feels, however faintly, like company rather than absence. Because you will know that when you arrive, they are already there, already turned toward you, already glad you came. Don't skip this, because Archangel Michael is describing a scene that I want you to hold in your mind. Picture yourself standing at that grave, not as you have stood there in the past, bent under the weight of loss, but standing differently. Imagine yourself arriving and taking a breath and saying aloud, quietly, just for the two of you, I know you're here. I know you hear me. And today, I'm going to talk to you the way I would if you were sitting across from me at the kitchen table, and then talking, not to the stone, to them, to the person who is standing behind your left shoulder, listening to every word, moved by your love, proud of how you have carried yourself through the years since they left. Because here is what your beloved sees when they look at you from where they stand. Someone who has not broken, someone who has bent, certainly, who has bent so far under the weight of grief that they have nearly touched the ground, but who has not broken. And they carry a pride in that has no words in human language to adequately express. They watch you, this person they love, carrying grief with such faithfulness and dignity, and what they feel is not pity, it is awe. You have been stronger than you think. You have survived something that dismantles people. You have continued. You have kept showing up, not just at the grave, in life, in the ordinary, brutal continuing of life after the person who made it make sense is no longer physically present. That continuation is not small. It is heroic, and it has been witnessed. The healing that Archangel Michael promises begins not with the grief disappearing, but with its meaning shifting. What was once the heaviness of abandonment becomes the evidence of love. What was once the wound of absence becomes the proof of how real the presence was. The grave is not a place where something was taken from you. It is a place where you get to show up again and again with love so durable that even death could not dissolve it. Type, "My love crosses every boundary" in the comments, because it does. It has, and heaven has seen it. There are people battling silent storms who will never walk into a church, but they will click on a message like this. When you give through the link in the description or pinned comment, you help us meet them there. You help us speak truth where confusion reigns. You help us proclaim Christ where compromise has grown loud. This isn't about sustaining a platform. It's about standing in the gap for someone eternity bound. Your seed becomes truth for the deceived, strength for the weary, invitation for the lost. And while we may never know every name this side of heaven, God does. If you've ever prayed, "Lord, use me," this is one way He does. Join the mission. Let's carry the gospel further, together. Don't skip, because Archangel Michael has not finished speaking. What he has to say next is about more than the grave. It is about everything that comes after today, the life that is still ahead of you, and what heaven has already arranged within it. Your beloved has not been an idle witness to your life. They have been an active one. From the vantage point of the light, they see pathways you cannot see. They see which doors are about to open, which conversations are about to happen, which moments of unexpected beauty God has placed in your near future. And they have been, in whatever way the Spirit is permitted to act, working on your behalf, nudging, preparing, asking on your behalf. The healing that begins today is not only for you, it moves through you outward, Share this message with one person who is carrying grief the way you have been carrying it. Someone whose sadness at a grave has become a ritual of sorrow rather than a visit of love. When you share, you extend what God is doing here into another life. The blessing multiplies when it moves. And there is this, the grandchildren. If there are grandchildren, the ones who carry something of your beloved in the angle of their chin, in the particular way they laugh, in the small habits that make you catch your breath, because for a half second you see the one you lost in the face of the one who continues. Those children are a message from heaven. They are evidence of continuity. Your beloved lives in them in ways that death cannot touch. When you are with them, your beloved is, in a very real spiritual sense, also present. The years of grief that felt wasted, they were not wasted. The love you poured into a grave, the words you spoke into open air, the faithfulness of your continued loving when all logic said it was pointless, none of it was lost. The locust years are being restored. The tenderness you gave without return is about to be returned to you through unexpected channels. A phone call you were not expecting. A kindness from someone who had no reason to offer it. A moment of peace that settles over you at the kitchen table on a Tuesday morning. That feels, for no reason you can explain, like a hand on your shoulder. You are about to be held, not metaphorically. In tangible, practical, daily ways. Heaven is sending the comfort you have been denied for too long. Your beloved has requested it. The angel has carried the request. The divine has agreed. Type, "My healing is beginning today" in the comments. Claim it, not as wishful thinking, as a spiritual declaration that you are choosing to receive what has already been sent. Don't move. There is one final thing, and it is the most important thing of all. Stay right here for just a little longer. My beloved child, I want you to do something right now. If you are able, close your eyes for just a moment and picture their face, not the face from the last days, not the face worn by illness or age or the hard final passages. The face that you fell in love with, the face from a good day, a day when they were fully themselves, fully present, fully the person you chose. Hold that face in your mind and understand that from their vantage point right now, they are looking at yours. They see you, all of you, the years the grief has added, the strength it has required, the love that has never stopped. And what is on their face, looking at you, is not sorrow. It is love. Complete, undiminished, undimmed love. You are not visiting a grave. You are visiting a meeting place, a thin place where the distance between you narrows. Go to it with that understanding from now on. Go with your love held out like a lamp rather than a wound, and feel them standing behind you. Because they will be there. They are always there when you come. 3 things before you go. First, type, "I will come with love" in the comments. Let this be the declaration that changes how you approach that sacred place. Let heaven record your intention. Second, share this message with one person today. One person who is carrying grief and needs to know that the one they lost is not gone in the way they fear. Third, if you have not yet subscribed, do it now. Not for the channel, for yourself, for every message that is being prepared for you. Tell destiny you are committed to receiving what God is sending. Archangel Michael's message is sealed over your life today. The love you carry is not a burden. It is a bridge. And on the other side of that bridge, someone who loves you completely is waiting for your next visit, not with sorrow, but with joy. with the specific, irreplaceable joy of being loved by you. It is done. Receive it, believe it, watch it manifest. Amen.